Greetings, Darlene here from Darlene's Garden. I'm not outside today. We have about that much snow on the ground and it's still coming down slowly. I know, it's the middle of April. Oh well. I just ran across a collaboration that I thought, oh, this one would be a fun one to participate in. It's listing the 5 things that I will always and 5 things that I will never plant in my garden. This collaboration was started by Wicked Awesome Gardening. So if you go to her website and find her playlist, you can see all the other people that have participated in the playlist. So let me get started. I'll start out with my nevers. And these are kind of iffy nevers, really. Number 1, and this one is probably a never, zucchini. Why won't I plant zucchini? Because my neighbor plants it. And she always grows more than enough for them, for me, and for several of the other neighbors in the family. So there's no point in me growing it if she's going to grow it. That's why I will never plant zucchini. Last year I accidentally did plant one. I had thrown some seeds out in the compost and one of them took off and grew. And I got a great big humongous zucchini out of it, which I really didn't need, but it was kind of fun watching it grow. But as far as for eating, nope. Just my neighbor's going to do it, not me. Number 2. Actually, I'm going to combine number 2 and number 3. And these are almost never. And the reason being that I don't really like them that well when I go to eat them. They're iffy in my diet. Number 2 is turnips and number 3 is parsnips. And I know you all can probably hear all my clocks dinging in the background. I have a number of them in my living room that ding every 15 minutes. Anyway, I know that both turnips and parsnips, because they're root vegetables, have value to plant and help to loosen up your soil. That along with like daikon radishes. But if I'm not going to eat them, just grow what you're going to eat, is my saying there. Grow what you're going to eat. And I'm probably not going to eat turnips or parsnips. I may put them in certain parts of my garden to try to loosen up some soil, but not necessarily for consumption. And if I get a nice looking one, I might cook it up, but neither my husband nor I are overly fond of them. So, yeah, that's okay. Number 4. And this one's really iffy, and it's kind of in the same family as the turnips and the parsnips, and that would be radish. I like radishes, but I've not had good luck growing them. Whenever I grow them, I get lovely little tops, but no radish. And then they bolt before they have a chance to make radishes for me. The one way I do like them is in microgreens. Microgreen radishes are yummy. So I will always grow microgreen radishes. And I may keep trying just regular radish in my garden, but the more times I fail at it, the less likely I am to continue trying to grow radishes. And my number 5, never. And again, this is a conditional never. Is probably going to be corn. I do have corn seeds. I am going to plant corn this year. I have planted corn for several years. My first year, I got some scrawny little stalks and nothing ever came of it. The second year, I got nice looking stalks and they got tassels on the top, but I never got any corn. Last year, they looked even better. I got tassels on the top, but when the tassels and the corn didn't seem to match up as far as pollinating them, and what I got instead of corn ears was corn smut. And I know some people like to use corn smut in making certain Mexican type dishes. To me, it just, it was worthless to me. So I'm going to try again this year. And if I'm not successful this year with getting actual ears of corn that we can eat, then I probably will never try growing corn again. So that was my 5. Zucchini, turnips, parsnips, radishes, and corn. Okay, the 5 that I will always grow in my garden. Let's start out with tomatoes. Yes, I love tomatoes. I love growing tomatoes. I have to be careful eating tomatoes. They tend to make my mouth break out. What I've noticed is if I buy a tomato at the store and eat it, my mouth breaks out. If I grow my own tomato and eat it, not so much. I might get a little breakout, but hardly ever. Sometimes not at all. So those store-purchased ones must have something in them. I'm guessing that they spray them with insecticides of some sort that I'm probably allergic to. But I will always grow tomatoes. I love growing tomatoes. I will always grow kale and Swiss chard, spinach, that sort of thing. Even beets, although I'm not successfully getting beets, but I love the beet greens. So greens, I guess I should say, instead of just saying kale. I will always grow greens in my garden. So kale and relatives of it was number 2. My number 3 always grow will be lettuce. And that falls into the category of greens also. All different kinds of lettuce I will grow. Because that way, every day in the summer, I can come out, grab myself a handful of salad, and go a long ways to keeping myself healthy. Number 4 that I will always grow, and I'm not hugely successful at it, but I am a little bit successful, and that's potatoes. I don't get enough, well, my garden is so small, I don't get enough potatoes to store away for the whole winter, but we get enough for a couple of meals, and that's satisfying to me, to be able to be eating the potatoes that I grew myself. So I will always grow potatoes in the ground or in containers or both. And number 5, flowers of any kind. Marigolds, cosmos, you name it, I'll grow it. And along with that, herbs. Flowers and herbs I will always grow in my garden. The herbs I can even go out in the wintertime and pluck some herbs off of. They seem to, my thyme and oregano seems to winter over quite nicely. I will grow mint and borage and lavender, whatever I can grow, along with the flowers, zinnias and sunflowers, and any kind of flower that I can get to grow. Nasturtiums I like because they taste really, nasturtiums are edible, both the leaves and the flowers, and they're peppery little taste that I like them. And the borage is edible. And the borage is edible. The stems and leaves are a bit fuzzy and prickly, but the flowers taste kind of like cucumbers. And I didn't mention cucumbers in my never or always. I try with cucumbers. I'll keep trying with cucumbers always, but I don't seem to have good luck with them most years. Flowers, sweet williams, daisies, whatever. If it's a flower and I have access to growing it, I'll grow it. Well, those are my five my five always grows: tomatoes, kales, lettuce, potatoes, and flowers and herbs. So that was kind of fun. That's not saying those are the only things that I will grow in my garden. It's not saying that I will never try the things that I said I wouldn't grow. But I'm not likely to try them a whole lot. If you'd like to participate in this collaboration, go to Wicked Awesome Gardening channel and see what's going on with the collaboration. Click on the hashtag and it will take you to the other people who have participated in the collaboration. There's quite a few that have already, and I'm happy to be joining the group. So until I make my next video, whether it's some sort of collaboration, or if it's a shed wars, or if it's a single seed gardening, or whatever it happens to be, just a plain old video, I'll see you next time. Until then, may the good Lord richly bless you. May whatever you grow bountiful and beautifully. And may you always seek the truth. This is Darlene signing out for today's video. Bye.